Good afternoon. This is John Marling, president of Pulse Research. Let's begin. Well, first of all, I want to thank you very much for the opportunity to work together to find solutions and deliver results for our industry. I've been highly respectful of Metro over all the years. In fact, when I was an ad rep many years ago, I was quite successful, at using your services to effectively present ideas and solutions, to my businesses. Today, what we want to cover is kind of an overview of Pulse to make sure you all got a good, comfortable understanding of the various functions and features of Pulse. But the bottom line is that everything that Pulse does is essentially focused on the businesses, the local community, small businesses. And the benefit for that is obviously all of your clients today, either they're Metro clients, Pulse clients, or mutual clients, those publications, their primary mission is to help, assist, and support their local businesses. And Pulse asks the questions the businesses would ask. I'm sure you're familiar with the Pulse of America survey. Let me kind of go over that for a moment, if I might. It's the foundation of Pulse. It's what makes Pulse unique. Pulse, since the founding, I'm proud to say 35 years ago, we have provided our clients with shopping information so that they can tell their story, so that they can clearly communicate the value, the opportunity of the audience that they reach for the individual businesses. So the bottom line is, and it's really, really quite simple, we just ask the questions a furniture store would ask. Do you plan to shop at a furniture store? What do you plan to buy? Living room furniture, bedroom furniture, mattresses, etc. We ask what a car dealer would ask. Do you plan to buy a new car, used car? What services do you need for your car? What make and model? We ask the questions a realtor asks. And we do it for over 500 businesses. And this information is what's so effective, and once again makes Pulse unique, is because our clients, our mutual clients, are be able to engage the business and tell their story. What I mean by that? So that local business clearly understands that print is not dead. Let me repeat that. This darn misperception that print is dead is absolutely ludicrous. Why? Because every single one of the publications today can deliver more households who are going to buy that business's products and services than anybody else. Pulse is the one who documents the opportunity. Here's kind of a quick overview of the Pulse of America survey. And by the way, we're doing it right now. I'll go to a few details of that in just a second. We do it annually, and we do it in the fall. And then we update the data, the research shopping data for our clients in early January. What we do in terms of methodology is it's a survey of newspaper readers and their website visitors. So it's blended of both print and digital. How do they get respondents? They run ads in their paper, links on their website, social media, email blasts, etc. And we sure appreciate you guys in your outreach and communicating to Metro clients the Pulse of America survey. They take the survey online, and as I said before, we ask the same questions the businesses would ask. We ask about purchasing plans for over 500 business types, the products and services, and also we asked about social media along with competitive media such as real estate sites, automotive sites, employment sites, etc. And so that's a quick overview of the Pulse of America survey. Now, you might ask, do some of our clients do their own shopping survey questions? Yeah, absolutely. We have clients like in Palm Beach, Florida, NJ Advance in New Jersey, who promote the survey, and they get a statistically valid sample of their audience. And so most of our clients use either regional data, and we break out the country into 9 regions, Northeast, Mid-Atlantic, Southeast, etc. Some of our clients have state data, like Wisconsin, because many of the state press associations we partner with, they promote the survey, and we get a statistically valid sample in a state like Wisconsin. And then, as I mentioned a moment ago, some of our clients like Palm Beach do their own shopping survey, taking the questions from Pulse of America, promoting it to their audience, and then they end up with their own audience shopping information. Okay? And so, as I mentioned before, if you have any questions as we go through kind of the overview of Pulse, just raise your hand or send me a text communication, and I will be more than happy to answer it. Now, one of the things that I have been asked to do today is kind of clarify the levels of Pulse. In our partnership with the special sections, what we're providing our mutual clients, and I'll show you this live in just a second, is hot closable leads. Number 2 is the ability with the Call Planner program to develop prospect lists. Number 3 is the conversation starter, the teaser, which we'll go over that again in just a moment. And that's, engaging the business with information about and for the opportunity for that business based upon the audience reach by that special section. And then the 4th part of the special section sales program is the ability to record results both in the call plan program, but also in the Pulse reporting program. So that's the basis of our relationship. And in addition to that, with your AdWizard program, Pulse has a full set of sales tools. And I thought it would be beneficial to go over quickly kind of an overview of the tools and then go online and show them to you. As I mentioned a moment ago, in the basic program, the special section program, it includes prospects and the Call Planner program. And then it also includes the teaser to be able to engage with the business. And we'll get it to once again in just a second. There's 3 aspects of the teaser: phone conversation to get the appointment, an email teaser if somebody's out of town or they can't reach them in person, and then obviously the most used and most effective is the teaser wrap. In addition to that, and this is now going to the full program, we have a cold calling element. It's called the flyer, and it is designed to take it to the next step in terms of engagement with the business. Continuing with the sales steps in the full program, we also include the program the ability to, with the business, identify a solution for them to get additional customers, kind of like a needs analysis. And what's important here is it really helps not only the business identify an opportunity like, oh my gosh, I can sell more rugs. And that tells the ad rep, gives them a clear insight in what to advertise. But here's the cool thing about that. When a business identifies with the shopping information where they can get additional customers like rugs, that also provides the ad rep who has the AdWizard to put together spec ads for a rug campaign. The next part of the sales process is the presentation. That's the original ad seller program. We've now got it down to a 1-page presentation, and that's what we call it, the 1-page, but it's the presentation piece. And this, of course, is part of the full program. In addition to that, the full program includes the ability to overcome objections. What do I mean by that? To show the business what they're missing. So if a particular car dealer says, well, I don't need you, we've got our own dealer website, or I'm on cars.com, et cetera, or a realtor might say, well, we use Zillow, realtor.com. Pulse has the information to show the fragmentation of each of these key industries like real estate, automotive. Plus, one of the big objections that ad reps run into today is, well, I'm on Facebook, I don't need you. What we do in helping them overcome objections is showing them what they're missing. Next thing, and this is your guys tying into our full program, is the spec ad, showing a specific campaign idea, a solution. I've had many businesses when I'm out on four-legged sales calls say, that sounds great, but I don't have time to put together a campaign. That's the beauty of our partnership, is the ad rep can quickly access the ad wizard right within the Pulse program and show them some spec ads like for, carpeting or rugs, etc. And then the last part of the sales process in the Pulse full program is a closing tool. And it's really unique is because it engages the business. So they themselves take away that fear of the financial commitment. I'll show you that in just a second. Here's some quick overview before we get into the live program. You're familiar with the prospecting tool, hot leads by category. I'll go over that in more detail in just a second. The call planner program, along with that prospecting tool, is once again part of the special section program. The teaser, as you see in the example here, is part of the special section program. So let me just reiterate. The special section program includes leads. It includes the call planner to make call lists and report results. And it includes the teaser program to engage with the business. Now, the full program includes the flyer. And I mentioned that a moment ago. This is kind of like a super teaser. As you can see, it's got the big number, what's in it for the business in this example, 5,400 opportunities, to shop at a jewelry store. Let me just pause it. This is what's so special about the effectiveness of the shopping information. It's what's in it for the business. Because using this example here of a jewelry store, the average jewelry store might think, well, print is dead. I'm not going to advertise in the local paper or their website. But when they come in and show the information that there's 5,400 available, for a jewelry store, and let's say you've got a fashion special section, my God, that gets their attention. They realize the opportunity. Now, the flyer that you see in this example here takes it to the next step. Let's find a solution. Where can we get more business for you? And as you can see here, it shows the number of households that are going to purchase a particular product or service for that business category. And as I mentioned a moment ago, this is the needs analysis. This is finding a solution for the business. Oh my gosh, look at how many necklaces are going to be bought. I don't sell very many necklaces. I can get more necklace business. And this is the solution. Ad rep now knows what to advertise. Bingo. Uses Ad Wizard to put together some necklace promotional ads for that local business. So that's the flyer, and it's part of the full program. The next part to the full program is the presentation itself. This is what we call now the one page. Used to be called the ad seller, but we put it into a very concise, focused one-page presentation. As you will note, it's got the opportunity for the business, the teaser. Let's find a solution, but it presents a consistent campaign. But what's unique about it, it shows the business how few customers they need to pay for the campaign. It's got an ROI showing them how few customers they need for a very attractive, return on their investment. And as I mentioned a moment ago, showing the business what they're missing, fear of missing out, if they're advertising with somebody else. So for instance here, and this is coming, all this information comes from the Pulse of America survey. If the guy says, well, I'm advertising on the local radio station, I don't need you. Well, look at that. 60% of the households that they reach the paper have not made a purchase from a local radio station in the last 30 days. So this is the presentation. We call it the one page. In addition to the closing element here, we've got a sweet little closing tool that engages the business so that the business figures out for themselves how few customers they need for a consistent campaign. And I'll show you that live in just a second. So those are the elements of the full program and the differentiation, with the special section pieces. In addition to that, Pulse also has a real estate program, the Top Agent Program. And we were one of the first, frankly, to provide a real estate solution for newspapers going back to 1995. I will also show you our Pulse sales plan. This is where we put together a specific goal, and we put together weekly revenue drivers, such as how many presentations, how many closes, average sale, based upon the actual results from other Pulse clients. And this was the founding of Pulse, starting with reader research and market research. We still do a lot of that. Custom surveys. Paper wants to know, well, should I cut back on frequency? You know, should we go into another market, et cetera. Pulse does a lot of proprietary research to help our clients identify strengths, weaknesses, and opportunities within their own audience or within their market or a market they might think about going into. So that's kind of an overview of the Pulse services. Let's see if there are any questions or anything that come up. Looks like we're good here. So let's go live and kind of give you a little tour, because it's my mission today to help clarify, you know, the relationship in the special section versus the full program. So I've logged in, and by the way, you can go to pulseresearch.com, and everything that Pulse does, everything is mobile enhanced, so that the ad rep can engage and use our tools and resources on a smartphone, on a tablet. And the benefit of that is they can do it live with the business. So let's kind of go over a quick tour here, if I might. The prospecting tools that we have, those are absolutely included in the special section program. And as you can see here, there's 4 different tools. You got a tool for mapping, so they can identify prospects within their geographic territory. They've got hot prospects identified by category. And you might ask, well, where does this information come from? Every time a client, and I'm proud to say we have over 600 clients across North America, about 5,000 ad reps using the program. Every time they create a presentation in Pulse, we record it. When they put in what happened for that particular business presentation, like new vehicle dealership, we then calculate and tabulate on an ongoing basis the close ratio, the average sale, and how does that business category stand up to all the other businesses in terms of numbers sold. This is really a unique feature of Pulse. Nobody else has this, in that it is real world. Which businesses are the most prone to advertise in community publications? Look at that. Number 1, realtor. Number 2, new vehicle dealership, family style restaurant, etc. And so that's the prospecting tool. Then we've got reader buying power. And I know we're kind of short on time. Then we got the special section guide. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to log out of our demo site and go into the demo we set up for you guys. So you can access it by Metro Sales, username, Metro Sales, password. Okay, so Metro Sales, Metro Sales. And what we've done here is we've added to the special sections every one of your upcoming themed sections over the next 12 months. And what's beautiful about this, and very, very useful and effective, is when you click on financial planning, we have, from our ranking of businesses by numbers sold, we have organized and put together a list of business categories that would be the hottest prospects for each one of your themed special sections. So I clicked on financial planning, so we've got financial advisor, insurance agency, bank, accountant, etc. These are ranked by most sold. So it's definitely the low-hanging fruit, you know, which businesses have the highest propensity of saying yes. And then obviously they click on a particular business category. And let's just go down here to one, if we might here, stockbroker. And up comes a list of stockbrokers. They can click and they can add it to their special section. And by the way, we've already populated it with, your theme special sections. They click on financial planning. Okay. And now we've added that business to the call plan. And by the way, they can set up a call plan for each of your themed special sections. And so many times they're doing multiple special section sales in a month, no problem. Right at their fingertips is a list or prospect list sortable by each special section that's coming up. So that's a quick overview there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to log out and I'm going to go back to the full program if I might. And by the way, the login for the full program is sales demo, sales demo. There we go, that's better typing. And so just to reaffirm, we've got the prospecting along with the teaser in our partnership for a special section program. In addition to that, in the full program, as I showed you a moment ago, they can do the flyer for cold calls, the needs analysis, the presentation, overcoming objections, and closing. We also, by the way, do training. We provide webinars on an ongoing weekly basis or on an individual basis, for our clients. So let's kind of take a quick tour to make sure you're familiar with the full program, if I might. And what I'll do here is I'm going to go back to the hot prospects. I'm going to pick a particular category, if I might. I'm going to organize it by sold rank. Come down here, auto repair shop, number 6 most sold across North America. I click on a particular one. I click on create and click on flyer. And there, it's as simple and as fast as that to create the flyer, the cold call presentation, which once again includes the teaser information, but also includes additional information for that business. What's in it for them? What's the potential? So they can identify potential areas for getting more business. Like this particular business person might say, oh my gosh, look at the number of alignment opportunities there are. And say, let's start advertising alignment. And this is where AdWizard comes in. Very quickly, putting together some ideas, some campaigns for alignment. So if I might click back here, quickly show you the one-page presentation. So if I click on another business here, this time I'm going to do the full presentation. Okay, we're going to do the one page. They can choose the audience. And by the way, they can also do that with their special sections. It's very flexible. We can set up the audience, number of net households reached for your combined print and digital special sections that you do. In this case, let's say they've got a VIP gold package. We put in the customer value. It populates it with products and services. We can put in competitive media such as Facebook. And once again, to reiterate, show them what they're missing if they're not also advertising in the community paper on a consistent basis. So radio ads, for instance, because a lot of our mutual clients, radio is a big competitor, but just want to reiterate that in the full program, they're able to show for an automotive dealer what they're missing with the automotive sites, for a realtor with the realtor sites, and employment sites. And so let's just click here on email, a couple of the typical ones. Return on investment, and we've got a $10,000 campaign roughly, so 50,000 would be a 5-time return, which is darn acceptable. We also, by the way, in the Pulse of America survey, capture ad readership and effectiveness of print advertising. So we'll just click here. And this is, and showed you how quickly that they can create a one-page presentation. Just putting things into context, it's got the teaser, it's got the solutions, products, and services. It shows them that they only need 3 customers, to pay for the campaign. And when they show this on a tablet or a smartphone, look at this. They click here on the pen, they're live with the client. You got a $9,750 campaign. Pulse puts in the averages on what a household would spend in a year's time at a particular business. And what's effective about this is you ask the business, what's your average customer value? And maybe this business person says, well, my average customer value is $1,000. We use 50% as a cost of goods as a placeholder because we don't know. Even within, from one furniture store to another furniture store. One furniture store, because their business mode might have a 65% cost of goods. Another one might be 35%. So the ad rep asks the business, and even though a lot of ad reps don't know and aren't familiar, comfortable with cost of goods, the business sure is. So you ask the business, what's your cost of goods? Well, my cost of goods is around 55%. Okay, so you make about $450 per customer. Yeah. Well, all you need is just 22 customers, just 22 at $450 each. Your net customer value will pay for a campaign. That's less than 2 per month. And what the business realizes is it's very realistic. It's a no-brainer. So this is probably one of the most effective tools that we have, because obviously closing ultimately is what it's all about. We've also developed a little tool here for the cynical business. Well, I don't think I'll get 22. Well, what do you think is the fewest number of customers you'd get? Well, I think 12. Okay. Well, 12 customers at $450 each, that's a $5,400 campaign. Are you ready to begin? See what I mean? You get the business engaged. Pulse is doing everything to make it very easy, for the ad rep to engage with the business on their tablet or a smartphone. So that's an overview of the one-page presentation. And just kind of as a reminder here, it's got the ability to show them what they're missing and also reinforcing the value of print. This is important. 96% of newspaper readers read the print ads, either always, frequently, or sometimes. And look at this, 61% from the Pulse of America survey either purchased or sought more information in the last 30 days from an ad in a local newspaper. And so that's an overview of the one-page presentation. Now I want to show you another thing, if I might here, and that is the ability to put together sales goals. Pulse is absolutely, totally committed to getting results for our clients. So I'm going to hop back here to the PowerPoint, if I might. Here's what we recommend to our clients. And by the way, a mutual client, I'm proud to say, Trib Total Media in Pittsburgh. We launched them on September 5th. They, after just over 2 months, are doing phenomenal. I talked to Matt Miller on Friday, and he said that they had the biggest October in revenue they've had in 3 years. And better yet, they beat their October budget. We put together with Matt and his team a program very similar to this, and it just involves the sales process. Number one is prospects. Identifying at least 25 prospects from the hot closable prospect list. Very simple. Number two is teasers, 15 per week. That is just 3 per day. 3 teasers per day starts the conversation, fills the pipeline. Our own clients in our recording, they have gotten 3 presentations per week using 15 teasers. Why? Because the business says, my gosh, I see there's opportunity. They want to get that additional business. So they no longer think print is dead, do they? They realize that that local publication can deliver and reach additional potential customers for them. So they want a full proposal. And what that does with our closing tool, is our clients are closing at least 33% of the business. So Pulse puts together, and this is part of the full program, a specific sales plan. Now going back to the program here, if I might. Oops. There we go. We can set up goals for the clients. And what we do here, let me just click here if I might. What we do is we set up goals for total revenue, number of presentations, prospects, and teasers. And the manager can then see in real time where they stand to those specific goals. Oops, and somehow I'm in our demo site here, it's not working. What happens is when they click, they will get a list of each ad rep and where each ad rep stands to their specific goals. And then in addition to that, remember I talked a moment ago about recording results. They have not only in the call planner, they can see what's sold, etc., but right at their fingertips is a list of their presentations. That's very usable when they're on their smartphone, because they can just go into a business, they can create a presentation, you know, in the office. They have it on their smartphone here, and they just click on View Teaser, and they can just click, and they can then view, you know, the information to share with that business. Ad reps just love that. And then the last part of the program is the reporting program. And this is absolutely included in your program. And so what it does is it shows for each individual ad rep their specific presentations they've made, and they can come in then and they can, like with the teaser, mark that they used it. When did they use it? Then they can come back in and they can mark, you know, that they sold it and put in the dollar amount. So Pulse has the ability to not only set goals, but even with the special section program, our mutual clients are able to record their actual results with the special section sales program. So that's an overview of Pulse, and I hope it's a little clear as to the differentiation between, you know, the special section component and then the additional features that are in the full Pulse program. So let me pause here for a moment and see if there's any questions or feedback. Let me just click here if I might.
Go over any of your, can you guys hear me?
Yes, I hear you, Rob.
Yeah.
Okay. Go over any of the specific circumstances that you've run into. We can spend a few moments talking about individual ones because each of you will get better understanding by hearing what some of your peers have done in conversations. I know some of you have definitely been talking about this, so I'd like you to share that. All right, just jump in, but otherwise I'll start calling on you.
Okay, what I'm going to do, Rob, is I'm going to unmute everybody.
Okay.
Okay, unmute. Okay, everybody's unmuted.
Great.
Okay.
Hi, this is
Tina.
This is Tina.
Let's start with Tina because of Trib Total and because of Ogden. What's going on, Tina, in terms of Trib Total in conversations that you've had?
Well, it's a new VP of revenue, and he's trying to change some culture there, and he's been having great success with the Pulse program. He's not ready, from my conversation, he's not ready to take a look at TSS as he's trying to move away from the one-off types of sale. I don't know if John heard anything different from Matt in his conversation on Friday, but that's my understanding of where they are right now. They're very happy using the Wizard and the Pulse program at Trib Total Media. I think they've rebranded themselves as 535. I'm I'm not sure. The one that I did want to ask about, because I'm trying to understand exactly what those Pulse customers that we've gotten from you, that you've shared, what they'll have access to. So not Stanton, it's Strasburg, Virginia,
Mhm.
is a TSS customer. They're also an Ogden newspaper.
Right.
And they were on your Pulse list as a.
They should not be. They're not a Pulse client. So that's an error.
Okay.
So I apologize for that.
All right.
That answers that question.
That answers that.
How they got on the list, they've never been a client. There was a Strasburg, Pennsylvania once. There was a client, but not Virginia.
Okay.
Let me double check on that. I know they're not a client, but I want to find out why they got on the list, because it saves us a lot of time if we don't have errors like that. So my apologies.
Well, John, but if they were, what would be the answer to Tina's question?
I would say about 90% of our clients are full clients, that they have everything. There's only a very small number who have just the teaser part, the special section part.
Is
But
it
you're
safe
talking-
then for us to assume that somebody has it rather than worrying about it at this point?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
All right, you guys got that? You can assume that they have the full Pulse program.
Because, John, you're going to convert anybody over that was only teasers, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Are you converting them over at no extra charge, or do you have a charge for that?
But if you're talking to, like, our mutual client, Steve Blank, for instance, where he's set up on teaser only, I told him, or I left a message for him, he's got back to me, there'd be no setup fee to add the full program and just an additional $50 a month. And he'd add the full program.
And that's a substantial reduction from what it would otherwise cost.
Huge, huge.
So, John, there's the situation. So, BH Media, there are a couple of groups, and I don't know, maybe Steve Blank is one of those. Richmond, Virginia added the teasers with TSS within the last few months. And I'm just wondering if you're going in to give them a different kind of an offer for the special section program now.
Well, you'd sent me an email, Tina, which I appreciate, and I tried to get a hold of Joy. And frankly, it's very frustrating. Nobody answers the phone at Richmond.
It's like a circle of hell.
Welcome to our world.
And so I did this. I left a message in the ad department saying, I want to run a double truck. I'm extremely frustrated with you guys. I can't talk to anybody. Here's my number. If you want a double truck, give me a call.
And?
They did call back the next day.
Oh,
But they didn't call back a second time.
No, they never called. They never followed up.
Yeah, you all know the value of a double truck to a newspaper from
wow.
ad revenue.
But to your point, Tina, yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've got about 20 teaser only, our initial relationship clients. Yeah, absolutely.
They'll all be upgraded to the section sales program, correct?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
At no extra cost.
Well, I was going to, let's just upgrade them, okay? Let's just give them an upgrade, okay? And get this move forward.
Yeah, and then we'll get some results from them because we want to stay on top of them, and then we'll be able to charge more going, down in the future. Plus, we'll go with higher prices for new clients.
Exactly. So let me make a note here.
Based on that rate card.
So we'll turn on the full Pulse program, which is the teaser, the call planner, and the special section piece I just showed you for all of the teaser only mutual clients. Okay.
So Jackie, as you're talking to
Mm.
our sections customers, our TSS customers, you should make them aware of that.
Okay, okay, I will.
Okay. Who else? Jen, what have you been?
I have a
Oh, go ahead, Kathy. Sorry. That's the question first.
I have a question. If you have a group of papers, and with their TSS, if they have just a change of the masthead for their smaller weeklies, if it's a daily, let's say, and they have a group of weeklies, and for the weeklies they just change the masthead, and sometimes, just the masthead. We have a rate for those weeklies, a lower rate. How would we price the Pulse part of that as a quote?
That's a good question. I had shared with Rob and Deborah a rate card based upon circulation. And what Pulse has historically done is we aggregate their circulation of multiple products like, the Tribune Group, and give them a discounted price based upon their whole instead of adding up the individual components. So hopefully.
So you add up the total circ for the weeklies and give them a rate for that, or
Yep.
Okay.
Exactly, you got it. Okay.
Great.
Okay, Kathy, answer your question.
Well, I don't know what the rate would be. I mean, like if it,
Well, you have the rate card,
because
right?
this isn't done by circulations, really. I mean,
Right, you have
this
all the
program.
you have the rate card for the whole program. So, for example, I don't have it in front of me, John. You could probably do this off the top of your head.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, you do have it broken down into 4, I think, or
So
something like
if
that.
you add them, if you add 4 of them together and they still end up in the same category, there's no change.
Mm-hmm.
If you add up the 4 of them and they go into 2 categories up, you take that price and divide it amongst the 4 of them.
Okay. Okay.
Correct,
All
John?
right.
That's correct.
Okay.
But just to make sure that, it's a complicated industry. So let me just say this. A lot of times you've got groups of papers that are contiguous. We can set up one Pulse site. Sometimes, and they all sell under a common umbrella, if you will.
Yep.
Sometimes, like Berkshire Hathaway in the Midwest, they've got papers all the way from Scotts Bluff, to Council Bluffs. They wanted their papers set up on an individual Pulse basis. So each paper has their own Pulse site. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
And then it's charged that way, John?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Do they each have to do you charge a setup fee for every single individual one?
Yes, because we're setting up a unique site for each
Right.
one.
Okay.
Okay. But for Tribune, we set up one site, so they had one setup fee. Okay.
Everybody clear? Okay. Who else?
John, could you send us a list of the groups that you have contracts with? Because I don't think I knew that Walls was, apparently they have a group contract for Pulse.
Yeah, the Walls
Is that
papers.
correct?
Yeah, yes, they do. I think there are 3
Yeah,
papers.
they weren't on my list, so I think maybe you left them off because they do have a group. I don't know. They have a group contract, but I need to know that when I'm calling on papers who has a Pulse group contract and who doesn't.
Let me double check. This is, they should have been on the list. We launched them, I'd guess, about 6-8 months ago. But like Strasburg, Virginia, it concerns me that Strasburg was on the list where Walls was not on the list. Okay.
John,
Yeah.
are these the same list that we were talking about this morning that Sonia's going to be putting together and indicating whether they've got AdSeller or whether they've got rather the one pager or the section sales program?
Essentially, yeah, but it's kind of the core program of just our clients, grouped by corporate entity.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, great.
So I apologize for that. Okay, Pulse clients.
Other questions?
I have a question.
Okay,
Go
one
ahead.
of you go.
My
ahead.
question was, oh God.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
My question was, John, how do you deal with the Admiral Pro objection?
That's, AdMall is a good program. They got some features we don't have. They've got a great little digital footprint program. And historically, they've had a very good, what's the word? I can't think of any. Anyways, what Pulse and how Pulse is unique is we have newspaper audience shopping research. They use third-party research where ours is of newspapers and their website audiences. And everybody tells us is our tools are much simpler to use. They can create a presentation literally in 15 seconds with Pulse. So and the reporting, I think that's the third thing that we excel is our ability to not only set up sales goals, but to provide our clients with real-time status on the results and use. So those three things. One is newspaper shopping data, either for that paper like Palm Beach, or for a state or a region. Number two is, the functionality, usability, the speed of our program. And number three is the reporting part of our program. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Who else?
Jen?
I was just,
All right, wait.
okay, go ahead.
Sorry, I just had a quick, John, I just wanted to make sure I'm clear on this. Like if, so now if we're selling this, like, and somebody doesn't take your product, any of your products right now, and they are interested in the TSS and the special sections sales tool, you're saying that if they sign on for that, they get all your products. Is that correct? There's no like upsell, like you don't have different levels like we do. They just get everything?
No, to clarify, we're going to give everything to those initial 20 clients who we started about 6 months ago, like Steve Blank. We just made the decision moments ago to give those clients the full
Everything.
Well, let me clarify. Right now, Steve Blank has only the teaser. Okay. We will add the call plan, and we will also add for Steve that special section prospecting tool. Okay. So we're going to upgrade Steve at no charge to the full special section program where he only has the teaser right now. So we're
Think
adding,
of it this.
Pardon?
Think of it this way. Let me just try and explain this and see if this helps clear it. Right now, we have two parallel programs with Pulse, between Pulse and Metro. One was what we had started a little while ago with the Ad Seller one page and My Ad Wizard, where customers of both were able to link within one product to get to the other. Second thing we did was we launched in conjunction with Pulse to support our special sections sales and their sales as well. The special section sales tool, we started with a teaser. The teaser was the only thing that was included up until now.
Mm-hmm.
It was being charged at a lower rate. What we're now doing is replacing the teaser with the special section sales program. That includes the three things that John mentioned. It includes the teasers. It includes the call planner. It includes the prospecting tool.
Correct.
Okay, so they're two different setups. Neither of those setups provide the complete Pulse tools, Pulse programs. The programs that are not included in either of those would be an upgrade sell by Pulse. And that would include, John, fill me in on that one.
That would include the flyer that you saw. It would include the one page. It would include the closing tool, and it would include the ability to set up specific sales goals and tracking to those sales goals.
Okay, so if they start with the Ad Seller one page and Wizard, obviously they're getting the one page, but they're not getting the teasers. They're not getting the call planner. They're not getting the closing tool, etc. So for Pulse, the upgrade would be to go from the one pager to the full program. Now, from Metro's perspective,
Rob,
yeah, go ahead.
The original relationship with integrating the Ad Wizard into Pulse, they have everything. And we just added the Ad Wizard to our full program.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I had that wrong. Yep.
Yeah.
Sorry. Glad. Thank you for clarifying.
Mhm.
So,
John, can you mute me because I'm going to have a barking dog.
or just mute yourself. Go on.
I can do that.
So you're all clear on that? It's the section sales program that we're pushing very hard on now. Why are we doing that? We're doing that for a few reasons. One, we need to boost our TSS sales, seriously. So we need a way of providing a bigger, better package that does more for the newspaper, that guarantees that they will earn money. By adding the section sales tools from Pulse, and by putting the program together, tying these two things together, we are saying to a newspaper, this program is not a budget expense for you. This program is a revenue generator, pure and simple. If you use this program, and in the next 90 days, you do not generate more, you are not happy with it, you do not generate revenue on it, and you've tried it, we will refund 150% of your cost. Meaning if you spend $100, we'll give you 150. Because we are so confident that if you go out and use this product, you will make money. Okay, now, all of the Pulse tools and all of the Metro tools are designed to make papers money. But when dealing with a special section, we have a very targeted focus of saying, special section. It's not saying go out and sell run-of-the-press advertising. It's not selling, going out and building a directory program in your market yet. That will be followed on. The most targeted way for them to be able to see very specific results, and for us to be able to say, we guarantee you will get those results if you use the program, meaning obviously you can't get revenue if you just say, okay, I'll take it, and you don't do anything.
Yeah.
But if you go out and you make X number of calls, and John's got a little bit more of the details on that because we're fine tuning the finished part of that in terms of a guarantee that'll be put in writing so that you guys know exactly, and everybody knows exactly what the guarantee is. If they make the calls and they're not successful, we'll give them their 150% of their money back. So it's a very targeted thing. We think that it will get us the best opportunity of getting a good understanding at the level, you know, at the newspaper. They'll be able to look clearly at it. They'll see what it is. They'll understand it, and they'll say, I will try it. If they don't try it, they simply don't want to make money.
Well, and they won't get their money back.
Yep.
They won't get their money back. But I mean, if they don't try the offer, they're simply saying, I don't want any more revenue. And why would anybody say, I don't want any more revenue? If they say things on, I've got so much on my plate, then we say to them, this should be your main course. Because this is guaranteed to generate money for you. So make
Rob,
it more important than some of the other things you're doing that might not be making you money. At least try it for the next 90 days. We guarantee it.
Rob, for papers that don't want the expense of printing a templated section, and maybe we could sell them the themed websites now.
This includes
Are we
the
thinking
website.
about what?
This is either or, print or MEC or both. It's on the price list.
Okay.
We added MEC to
Okay.
the price list. So this works for online programs only, it works for print only, and it works as a combo sale.
But it has to be a subscription to TSS or a subscription, at least one a month of the themed websites.
Right, there's no
Not
one
pick
else
and
on it.
choose.
No pick and choose. But your pick and choose papers are are prime targets to go in and convert them to this. We will end up sacrificing, potential revenue in making this offer. But if somebody is a pick and choose, you say to them, sign up for this. For the next 3 months, we guarantee you'll make this money, or we'll give you 150% of your money back at these rates. And the advantage is you can't get this program unless it's a subscription. This is not available for pick and choose. So all our pick and choose should be approached with the offer of the 90-day guarantee. Everybody clear?
Well, and Rob, also all the subscribers that haven't upgraded.
Correct. Correct. Different offers.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Clear? Any other questions? All right.
Rob, it's Dan.
I sent you an email this morning that I want an emphasis on this as soon as the leads come in. Because these are leads in that they're upgrade leads, not new customer leads. These are only newspaper service customers that we're working with, so they're already Metro customers. If we get a call in or we get an open on an email, we need them followed up within a day. 2 days at the latest. I mean, at least first attempts. Again, I understand the difficulty in actually contacting somebody. But the idea is anybody that responds, anybody that shows interest, we want to hit them right away because, again, have you finalized your budget yet? Oh, I'm sorry to hear you I'm not sorry to hear you finalized your budget because we just want to do something that's going to impact your top line. That kind of an approach. Obviously not those words. John could probably give you much better words than I could based on his phenomenal sales experience.
Well, he already provided language.
Yeah, so that's what we want to be focusing on. And we have a couple of week window here where following up on our budget related emails makes sense.
And you guys are not expected to sell the full Pulse program. Anybody that jumps onto this program, John will look to upgrade at some point to their full program.
Just to reiterate what you guys said, from my perspective, this is an awesome partnership in that your services plus ours, it's not 1 + 1 is 3, it's like 1 + 1 is 10. It puts together like literally a magical combination of features and services that are far more effective together. And in the calls that I've made, they immediately get that. I was talking to, let's see, it was Sterling, Illinois. And they had been a client years ago, and I shared with them what this mutual package is. She said, yeah, I'd be very interested in that. Send me the information. Another one in Leader Publications in St. Louis, shared with her, the benefits of the mutual program. She had said, immediately send me the video. I sent her the video. She emailed back within a couple hours. Yeah, I'm interested. This looks great. So from the Pulse perspective, we're extremely excited and committed to do whatever we can to work together to provide better, more effective solutions for this industry.
John, can you also share what we were discussing in terms of if they have something already in place like Salesforce?
Okay, good point. Yeah, Pulse is in the process of developing what's called an API. What it does is it gives the ability to put Pulse within an existing CRM like Salesforce. Obviously, ad reps are busy. They don't want to log into Salesforce and then also have to log into Pulse. And so we're putting together the ability so that they log into Salesforce. Within Salesforce, there is a link to Pulse. They go, they create the presentation like the teaser, the flyer, etc. That is saved back into Salesforce. So it is much more efficient, time consuming, less time consuming, and much more, how should we say, understandable. And our goal is to have that ready for the papers. And there's some things they have to do on their end. But we're providing the API, which is the ability to provide information to a CRM. And
In January.
in January, yes.
And in the meantime, you can provide a CSV file?
Yes, we can.
That's an export file so that they can take the data from John's system and import it into theirs.
Yes. We're also working with BrainWorks to put together an integrated program with them.
Any other questions? John, Deb, do we miss anything? I don't think so.
I think that's a lot for right now, but it's been hopefully very helpful for everybody.
The key thing I want you to leave the conversation with is best October in 3 years. When was the last time you heard that? I haven't heard it in, I can't remember.
And that's going to be the basis of our next, our post-budget email blast. We're going to do another one next week for budget, not do any one on Thanksgiving week. And then the week after that, our goal is to do the next in the campaign for this, which will be focused on, best October in 3 years kind of thing. Sorry.
We're hoping to have a video testimonial in place for that as well. Just as an example, the other statistic that John gave us this morning, there were 34 reps involved. All used it.
In the last week.
Not a one did not use it. Okay? So I have not heard in such an optimistic approach, or a result rather, at a newspaper advertising department I can't remember.
And this is Tribune.
And this is Trib Media. Trib
No,
Trib,
No.
sorry. Trib.
it's
Trib Total Media.
Trib Total Media in
Right.
Greensburg, outside of Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember meeting them, Tina, at the meeting there, and they're pretty aggressive. But these are phenomenal results. And we're going to be leading with the point, best October in 3 years. Maybe by the time the piece is finished, it'll be best November in 3 years. And then by December, best quarter in 3 years, or maybe 5 years. But it's the first opportunity I've seen of growth. How many of our customers are growing anything other than daisies?
Well put.
And just a reminder, and John, please just make sure I'm accurate with this. Once they have this program, the special sections program, they can use it for things other than just sections.
Yeah, they can use the prospecting. They can certainly use the teaser. Absolutely.
Right, like any niche pub or any special page, anything. They can use it to set up a call planner, do a teaser, and go after advertisers related to whatever subject matter that they're doing.
Good point, Deb. Yeah, it's universal.
Great point, yeah.
Absolutely.
Right. So let's say we do like a senior services directory, page. They could say, oh, we could get the sales, the sales team or somebody on the sales team to go after advertisers for that particular page and use the call planner and the teasers to try to lock in the business.
John,
Yes.
can I just go back to Matt and what his team is using for that great success story for October? Are they using the wizard component with the full Pulse program. Is that right?
Absolutely. When I was there on site and personally training at the launch, I included in my training the Ad Wizard. The response I got back was immediate and positive. Oh, this is great. We love the Ad Wizard. I am so happy to see it within the Pulse program.
Because again, in our initial testing with this, John's comments from in the field were the Pulse data got them in the door, gave them all the support information, and the spec ad closed the sale.
Yep.
It's a synergistic relationship that not only will Pulse and Metro benefit, but the newspapers will benefit. If they apply themselves, best October in 3 years. It's been in my head since I first heard it today.
John,
Yes.
this is Luann. Is this the same type of approach that worked with multimedia and Wapaka?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, because you did an in-person there too, is correct?
I didn't do it in person because it was snowing.
Oh, okay.
I'm just teasing. I grew up in Wisconsin. So
Oh, I'm going to go with it.
Now, let me just say that Pat Wood and Michael Holohan,
Yes.
they immediately got the transformation of selling with audience value versus the legacy that ain't working anymore, selling product and price. And that's what was so successful. And the bottom line is, Matt said we are changing the sales culture. What does he mean by that? That the sales people are now presenting audience value. How many households are going to buy the teaser information versus going out and saying, hey, we've got this special deal. It's only $125. You ran last year. You want to run this year.
Right.
No, that isn't working anymore. It's dead.
Right.
And the transformation, the success in both the Wapaka group and in Pittsburgh is based exclusively on the transformation of audience value presenting, engaging with the business and what's in it for them.
Mike is also running a contest.
Mm-hmm.
After we did several walkthroughs, Bethany did, and I happened to be on both of those with her. Mm-hmm. And at the end, he announced the contest, a spec ad contest used within your Pulse and their everyday selling. He mm-hmm. wants that Ad Wizard used every day in their calls. $500 for the first place, $250 for second, and $125 for third place. And I think he gave them 4 weeks.
That's great.
Perfect.
Because he wants them to use that on every call. It's not going to be an option that they don't use it.
Mm-hmm. That just speaks once again to the synergy of our partnership. Like Rob just said, there's a synergy here. Mm-hmm. It's beautiful because we complement each other and we add to the total effectiveness. 1 + 1 is 10.
So, and I feel really kind of dense trying to figure out in both directions with this, but I will look at the specific example of Pittsburgh, Trib Total Media, and they are now a Pulse client, and they're using the Wizard component, and they're using that side of things. They're not using the special section program at this point. Is that part of their current agreement with you with Pulse? Do they still have access to that?
To answer your question, yes, all of our 90% of our clients have access to everything. Going back here to the front page, if I might, a second here.
Well, Tina, are they a TSS customer?
They are not.
Well, that's the only reason, that's the only part of it they don't have, because they have access to everything else.
So they've got our special section guide. Well, I'm logged in as you guys now, but in answer to your question, they do have our special section program. They just don't have the TSS, which takes it to the next level.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
No, let me just be candid. Paul says, I do a lot of demos with Pulse, and obviously I do a lot of on-sites. Pulse is fairly complex in the diversity, the range, of tools that we provide, and it's confusing, and it takes a little time to become comfortable with all of the different components and how it all fits together.
That's one of the other reasons we fell in love, because we have all the same problems.
Yeah, I know.
We all have the same problem of keeping us top of mind.
Exactly.
So, I mean, John and Deb and I and Brian this morning were talking about, whether we want to do a contest open to all of our joint customers in the various areas. But we're trying to really get this thing launched. We think we've got a really, really good result. We've got a great product that generates good results. Now we just have to get out there and make it known and get some sales, close sales.
John, the only other thing that you've talked about in the past that I know when you did the demos before of the sales, the Pulse Metro Special Sections program, was how friendly this is for management to really track the revenue that is related to each section that they're selling, as well as all the people selling it.
Here, let me quickly go back to that if I might. So I'm going to log in as a manager. Which is demo. Okay, and then I'm going to go back down here. And I now realize why I didn't show up before, because I was logged in as an ad rep. So what Debbie just said, that we set up the goals with them for them in terms of presentations, in terms of closes, in terms of dollars, et cetera. Then, and let me just go back to this, on the manager's home page, including a smartphone or a tablet anytime, anywhere, they will see their goals. 20 prospects, 4 presentations, 15,000 in closed sales. They just click and they can immediately see. Remember, this is a demo site. They would see for each of their sales people how they've performed to that goal. And that's been very important and very effective. I'm an ex-ad director. I was an ad director at 7 publications once. And it all comes down to putting together the plan and then executing the plan.
Guys, I've got to jump out of the call. I got a 5:30 appointment.
Thanks, Rob.
All righty. Thank you. My guys, any questions, email, let me know. Any clients that have questions for you, you always have the ability to contact John and Brian. Don't hesitate. Don't go ask us, is it okay? Just go do it.
Yeah.
But CC us so we know it's being asked.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But, our goal is to make this happen, make it happen quickly, and make it happen bigly, to use somebody else's phrase somewhere. All right?
Rob, you're breaking up.
Yeah, I know. That's the other reason I'm going to go. Okay.
Thanks, Rob.
Talk to you tomorrow. Thanks again, John and Brian.
Thanks.
All right, John, was there anything else we needed to cover unless there's questions to answer?
Well, since I got it on the screen, here's how you set up the goals.
Okay.
You just, when the manager logs in, they click on their home page, add a goal. Then they can add goals for engagements, presentation, close sale, new revenue. We even have Pulse points in the program, which I forgot to mention. It's a gamification built into Pulse so that with activity and recorded results, they earn points that is very, very effective in competitive situations. Okay, so they can set up a goal that they want to do 5 teasers each week per person. So you just click save and there's the goal right there. Simple as that. Okay. Plus we do ongoing training. There's a help menu right here. We have many, many recorded videos. There's links to our training programs, FAQ, report a bug, methodology from the Pulse of America survey, et cetera. But let me just say this, you guys have been in this business also quite a while. I respect that, and I would love your feedback, ideas, and suggestions on how Pulse could do a better job. We are constantly driven by providing more effective results and more usability to our program.
I feel like I'm hearing my own words coming back at me. We have the same kind of
Culture.
conversations with our customers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right.
Well, thanks, everybody.
All right, I hope that was helpful, everyone.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, Marlene@paper.net, if I can help in any way. Marlene@paper.net.
Thank you.
Great. Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much.
Thanks,
Bye.
everyone.
Right.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Great. Bye.